Do you feel like as in human capital management and GRI, do you feel like you're still putting the basics in place to kind of catch up to where financial services, was 5 or 10 years ago? Or do you feel like you're have an opportunity to kind of leapfrog maybe and kind of adopt next gen tech that avoids some of the legacy stuff?
Oh, that's a good question. I wish we could just jump frog all the problems, but a legacy systems are around, right? The human capital, we've been doing human capital management for a long time. What's unique about our situation is that GRI specialized in contingent labor. And contingent meaning anybody who's not a full-time employee. But what our customers are realizing now is that with the data environments that we have today, we actually can tell we can give them total talent. We can give them total talent strategies. We can give them total talent management. We can tell them, are they finding talent on an SOW or statement of work with the same skill set as their FTE or their competitive bid. Things like that, again, like this industry, it wasn't capable because the foundation wasn't there. We spent the first 2 years building that foundation. So the core was really to architect the data for analytics. We've spent a good 2.5 years now really building out an architecture using a system of intelligence that could not just ingest the data, but ingest any data from anywhere in any format. So that hybrid technology has to be there in order to, ingest things from tables and columns, but also you have massive amounts of blobs of text from job descriptions or PDF files. And a lot of that data has to be transformed. And then really, I think where we can apply some of the things that the lessons we learned from financial services is around that data quality. I mean, honestly, a big problem that they had in human capital was that a lot of the fields are free form. Right. So how do you create standardization? So for us, it was, let's start at we literally started at the bottom to build that foundation to standardize all of those things in order to apply things like master data management, to apply reference data and data quality and metadata and data governance. And I think that really was the foundation for architecting the data for analytics. Then you get into, building a semantic view and things that will enable your data scientists to be able to get to the models faster without having to do any of that, data scrubbing.
So it's fascinating. So during that 2-year period, as you're sort of building out the core infrastructure, what was your trade-offs? When I was a CDO, it was kind of like, I'm always making these trade-offs of build versus buy. What was the mix like that you ended up with? And what are some of the tools and techniques that you found most useful? And what are some of the things you're like, well, we have to do that ourselves because there's nothing else out there?
That's a good question. I would say that a lot of the stuff we built in-house. I will tell you that I have an amazing team of leaders, of engineers, of data scientists, analysts that I call my family. Right? I mean, that's our motto on my team is, I'm the CEO of the data company and we're a family. And so family's first. A lot of the people on my team have worked with me for 5-10 years, some more, which is amazing. We have very little attrition. We respect each other. And we have great amount of innovation and creativity. The master data management was all built in-house. It wasn't an initial choice, but I think in this industry, investing millions of dollars into large, complex master data management and the time that it takes to stand up some of the larger MDM and even data governance tools, we had to move very fast. One of my goals for our organization and me as a whole, it's kind of interesting because, being a chief data officer, this is the first time really, I think, in my career where the data products that we're using are really changing the industry. So we're not just, managing behind the scenes. Like, I'm kind of like chief product officer and chief data officer. And so, it really gives us the ability to build some things that are kind of tool agnostic. The Envision platform that we built is .net, which is not even a typical CDO platform, but we've really gotten a lot of help from Microsoft with their new data factory. So we've been able to utilize the data factory to be able to be very hybrid, to be able to have the structured and structured data capabilities. We've also used a lot of Tableau in our development. Tableau allows us to kind of get to the why, the correlation of the data. So in this industry, it's really important not to just know what happened, but when you think about something like, if you're hiring hundreds, maybe even thousands of developers for an application development, you want to know not just that you're getting a fair market rate, but how does that rate actually impact you? So now we can actually correlate the data so that we can not just show the customers what happened, but really get to the why. And then using our machine learning and AI models, we can get to insights that tell them actions about, hey, here's what might be happening next. Or when you think about predicting where we're going, one of the things that's been interesting about COVID is that for the first time, like, we don't have any data, right? Like, this never happened before. So, how do we predict how we're going to come out of this? Well, right now our predictive models use really a combination of historical data and seasonality. A lot of what we do is industry based. We have very large customers in like online retailers or healthcare or consumer goods that weren't necessarily impacted the way manufacturing or light industrial was. So, a new level of seasonality, I think, is going to come out of this current season we're in.